Toradora is the first anime that I watched that wasn't a fantasy, adventure, action type anime. It was the anime that showed me that there are all kinds of amazing anime out there. Toradora is a romance anime that came out during what is widely considered to be the golden age of anime, and I think the fact that it still holds up 12 years later is amazing. Toradora is an anime that has an amazing story and characters. It builds upon the relationship of the characters in a lot of subtle ways that makes it feel somewhat realistic, but with that fairy tale romance feel to it. Like for instance, the relationship between Taiga and Kitamura. Taiga starts off the show with a little high school crush on Kitamura. It was so bad that she couldn't even speak to him naturally because she would always stutter over her words and sound really stupid. Taiga couldn't even look at Kitamura at first without her mind just exploding and her losing all sense of anything around her. But as time progressed, she got better at speaking to him, and eventually she could have full conversations with him, eye contact and all, with no problems. And that development came from the development of her feelings for Ryuji, who at the beginning of the show she only sees him as a means to an end of sorts, but she can use him to get closer to Kitamura, since Ryuji and Kitamura are friends. But as time goes on, they start to develop feelings for each other, which we can see the development of slowly. The first time we see that development is in the pool swimming section of the show, where when Ryuji drowns, Taiga is the first to notice despite being in a race and comes to save him, and then gets hysterical over the fact that no one noticed, and then when the teacher suggests they take him to the nurse's office, she starts freaking out and yelling at everybody, not to touch him, where she then screams that Ryuji is hers, implying that she has hidden feelings for him that even she doesn't know about yet. And when it comes to Ryuji, the first time we see his true feelings is at the school festival arc, where at the end, when Taiga was all alone, he went and showed that he really cared by winning the race, to try and cheer Taiga up, after her father didn't show up after making a promise. Each time their emotions grow and explode like this comes with a lot of subtle development on their part, as well as a push from Ami, who is able to look at everything from the outside and push everything in the right direction, sometimes coming off as a little bit of a bitch in the process, but that makes Ami amazing because she knows everything and pushes everyone's buttons not only for her own entertainment, but also to help her friends. The animation in Toradora is honestly amazing. I mean, let's look at this fight scene that happens at the end of the Kitamura President arc. They did such a good job that the cut corners aren't even noticeable at all, like it doesn't look off in the slightest bit. I mean, like here's Taiga looking all normal and stuff. Okay, fine, the animation sucks. Most of the time it isn't too bad, but you can tell where corners were cut, and when it comes to an important scene like this one, I'm surprised by how bad the characters actually look, considering we're going to be focusing on them anyways since it's a fight scene specifically. But again, most of the time the animation isn't too bad. There are some times when I'm like, really, you cut corners there? And I guess it just comes with age, considering Toradora is 12 years old now. But even with those cut corners, the animation of the show can be really good when it wants to be. Like the scene where they're chasing after Taiga in the school, sometimes the character models when they're in the distance look weird, but other than that, it looks really good and you can tell that there was a lot of effort put into this scene because there's even bigger plot significance than the last scene. Can I just say that Ryuji's mom is fucking awesome? Like she's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but she still manages to be a god tier mother. She always supports Ryuji in pretty much everything, and she was even willing to work herself to death just to send her son to college, because unlike her, he was really smart, and she didn't want him to end up like her. And then when Taiga enters the picture, she treats her like her own daughter, even though they barely know each other, and that just shows her kindness as a person. Yasuko literally left her parents to raise Ryuji on her own because her parents wanted her to get an abortion, and although that wasn't the smartest move, we can see by how Ryuji acts and how he is as a person that she was an amazing mother even when Ryuji was a little boy. How could you not like her character? She's someone who's willing to do anything for her son, even throwing her own life away, and that is so admirable to me that she made a lot of dumb decisions in her life, but I think that one thing she was never willing to regret is the fact that she chose to raise Ryuji. The music for the show is amazing. All the OSTs are beautiful and the OPs and EDs are amazing too. And when I say the EDs are good, I mean it because I don't ever listen to EDs, almost ever. So that's how you know for sure that the EDs are amazing. When I listen to music without watching the anime, I always feel the emotion of the song. So even if I don't understand the words or there are no words to the music, it still has an amazing and emotional weight to it. Toradora is an anime that has aged exceptionally well and you can still watch and enjoy today. I mean, the first time I watched it was 4 years ago when it was already almost a decade old and I still loved it. Honestly, if you love romance anime and you haven't watched it yet, first of all, what have you been doing this entire time? And secondly, watch it because it's amazing and you won't be disappointed. When you do, and if you don't like romance anime, watch it anyways because I guarantee you will after watching it, like how it was with me. Toradora really is a classic anime that you will probably stand the test of time for a very, very long time and still be amazing even 10 years from now.